Hello.
Can you turn off the light? Too much light is just never a good thing.
Well, I'm obligated to have at least one light on during a therapy session. Is that alright?
Look, man, I don't have time for this shit, and you don't have time for this shit. You might have time for this shit, but only because you're a lowlife, a wannabe helper to the world. But in reality, you're just holding myself in it back. So why don't you do me a favor and you go out there and you tell your supervisor I checked out and I'll be on my way, okay? Bob, what would you be doing if you were home right now? Look, let's face it. You're a low-life, worthless piece of shit too. Okay? I would probably be at home watching some sexual, erotic film. I would like to let you know that this session is being video recorded. What? You can't trust me? Why would we? With a guy like you? Someone who throws a dishpan at their coworker? Yeah, I don't think so. You know, you're a real dick, okay? Just because you got a certificate in psychology. I don't have a degree in psychology. That's what I'm working towards. That's why I'm in this psychiatrist training program. So they gave me a rookie. I can't wait to toy with your mind. I mean, you think they would have started you out with something simpler, like a schizophrenic, but in your mind, it looks so vulnerable. So, Robert. Bob. Excuse me? My name is Bob. You shall refer to me as Bob. Refer to me as anything else, and I'll refer to you as Dickhead. Describe your life. Well, my life hasn't been the most ordinary. Okay, I see you nodding as if you know how difficult my life is. Okay, you don't know a thing about my life. I'd be surprised if you know one goddamn thing about it. Actually, I know everything about your life. It's right here in these documents. Why do you believe that? Well, I would assume for most children at a young age, they'd be spending their Sunday mornings eating a big breakfast with their family or going to church. For me, I spent it comforting my mother on the kitchen floor as we waited for my father to come down after his morning rituals with his little missus. Although this may be difficult to talk about, I believe it's essential if we want to help you. You're doing great so far. Oh, a little conditional positive regard, I see. So I can continue to follow your desired behavior. You know some psychology. Yeah, it's a little hard not to when you spend this much time in your own mind. Let me guess. Next you're going to try to use some free association to analyze my outlook and my thoughts. Not exactly. That's more of a Freudian technique? Oh shit. Everybody knows that. I must say, you know a great deal about psychology. I believe you could be almost sitting in my role right now. Aren't I? I mean, we're merely the same person. How are your thoughts? Let me rephrase that. Do you have a lot of negative thoughts? No more than the normal person. Does the normal person have a lot of negative thoughts? No. I mean, obviously some, but generally no. Well, how are your thoughts now? Just daydreaming or interpreting the question. Not really much thought. Do you believe your behavior is negative? No. Well, what about when you threw the dishpan? I never meant to throw that dishpan. Look, my coworker was just pissing me off, and I turned around to tell her to stop, and the dishpan kind of slipped out of my hand in her direction, but I never meant to throw it at her. I mean, come on. Why are you writing this? This isn't a pen and paper situation. I'm just stating that you're one to self-justify. Self-justifies? I'm just telling you my side of the story. Yeah, which is slightly biased. I mean, come on. Let's face it. We know you through it, and you know you through it. Subconsciously, you know you through it, and that's exactly why you made up this excuse. To protect your ego. I mean, come on, Mr. Psychology. Shouldn't you know that? Let me put this in terms you'll understand. I did not throw any dishpan. It was an accident. You threw it. No, I didn't. Yes, you did. No, it was an accident. I'll be right back. Do you mind if I run an image test on you? Mind? I'm always minding. I'm simply going to be documenting your reaction to some photos. I must warn you, some of the photos are a bit graphic and brutal, but it is essential to the test. Sure. How beautiful. I'm sorry, that was an unprofessional test to give on the first session. No, you're fine. Actually, I have something for you. Here. Because you never know when your time will be up. I'm sorry, I can't accept this. It's just that we can't accept presents from our patients. Besides, why would I want a piece of shit like that? I'm curious, what does the D stand for in your name? Dark, deceptive, defensive, deceitful, destructful, depressed, deprived, detached, desperate, and my favorite of all, deranged. Are you glad you get to keep the watch? Yes, it's quite a nice watch. It certainly is. It was intended for you, but rules are rules. How do you feel about that? I want you to have the watch. No, pardon my interruption. Oh, that's okay, you ill-mannered prick. Rules are rules. How do you feel about rules? Boy, do I just love rules. They keep everything in check and everything great and wonderful. Just look how it worked for the world. Do you believe rules are limiting? No one really likes rules, I guess. Okay, but see, I asked about you, not everyone else. So why don't we try the question again, shall we? Do I think the world would be a better place without rules? Sure, but no one knows if that's really true. Do you believe anarchy would work better than our democracy? No, never. Our democracy is working perfectly. Our government tells us it's working fine, and why would we ever question our government? Our government tries its best. Obviously, the system isn't perfect, and it may never be, but what can you do? You think the world's perfect. Don't nod with me. You don't know my perspective on the world, Bobby. Don't assume. It's a bad habit to get into. Okay, dickhead. Thanks for the heads up. I'll be sure to take that advice and shove it up my ass. Anytime. Well, that looks like about all the time we have for this session. Say, same time next week. That would just stimulate my happiness.
Man, I love this job.
Oh yeah? Why do you say that?
First client, bam, get this hot chick.
Nice.
Yeah, problem is, she's stressed out or has anxiety. I don't know. She talks a lot.
Nice.
What about you? How's your first patient?
I got pretty lucky too.
Hot chick?
Not quite. So there are some awkward moments, but besides that, it went pretty smoothly. Look how it starts though.
I'd probably be at home watching some sexual erotic films.
I'd like to let you know this session is being video recorded.
Well, that's one way to start a session.
Yeah. Alright, so here's the part about his life. So Robert, describe your life for me.
Well, my life hasn't been the most ordinary.
Why do you believe that?
Well, I assumed that children at a young age would spend their Sunday mornings eating a big breakfast with their family or going to church. But for me, I spent it comforting my mother on the kitchen floor as my father returned from his morning rituals with his little missus.
Isn't that sad?
Yeah.
Nothing really here, just silence really.
Whoa. Are you using an image test on your first session?
Yeah, I know I shouldn't have, but no harm, no foul.
Where's he going?
You'll see.
Is that a watch?
Yup.
Why would he give you a watch?
I don't know. Nice gesture and everything, but kinda odd if you ask me.
What are you looking at? Just looking.
Is that the weirdest thing he did?
Yeah, he didn't make too much eye contact, but could have just been nervous.
No outbursts?
Nope. He was basically like this the whole time.
Sounds like your patient will be pretty easy.
Yep.
I was talking with Jefferson earlier. He said he had some paranoid schizophrenic, and no one realized he was paranoid till 3 weeks ago. Guess you never really know what's going on in a person's head.
You don't know my perspective on the world, Bobby. Don't assume. It's a bad habit to get into. Well, I guess Dad's done. I better get down for dinner.